So I realized I'm like super behind in my 52 films by women like pledge. I'm like, and by super behind I mean a couple of films behind. So I'm trying to catch up. So I finally watched Echo Park, which came out in April. It actually was released, like I think in one theater in LA and then on Netflix. And I didn't watch it partly because I had just moved to Atlanta and I was sort of busy, moving. But also because I felt like watching an LA movie like that close to leaving LA was going to be sort of emotionally uncomfortable. So I thought there was enough distance now I could watch it, but it still had one moment that I was like, "Ugh," and that is there was a shot of the Bright Spot Diner, which is actually where they film a lot of You're the Worst, which is like my favorite TV show. Um, and it made me miss Bright Spot Diner. They're a great little diner in Echo Park, and if you ever go, you should go try. And follow their Instagram because it's delightful. So that has nothing to do with the movie that I watched. The movie is called Echo Park, not to be confused with the 1986 film, also known as Echo Park, which came from Atlantic Releasing, which is the studio that did like Valley Girl. They used to have all kinds of Atlantic Releasing films on Netflix, and I was a connoisseur. They're all gone now. This Echo Park was released by Ava DuVernay's Aire now, and I believe it was poking around festivals in 2014, so it took a couple of years to get distributed. It's directed by Amanda Marsalis. I think this is her first feature. Yes, this is her first. It's actually the only thing she has on IMDb, and it's written by Catalina Aguiar Mastretta. And let's see, she has a handful of other films on her list of things she's written, actually, so that's cool. I'll have to look those up. She actually has like 2 movies in post right now. Oh, she's got one that she's writing and directing. That's cool. Oh, she has 2 that she wrote and directed. I'm going to have to find these. Anyways, the film stars Mamie Gummer, who is Meryl Streep's daughter, and Tony Akubung. I'm going to say this name wrong. God, Okungbowa. And it's about, so Mamie Gummer plays a woman named Sophie who is like, so in LA there's the west side and the east side, and the west side is like the fancier, upper crusty side. And they make fun of this in You're the Worst, because they all live in Echo Park, and then the one friend moved to the west side because she married rich. So, anyways, Sophie is like been with her boyfriend since forever, and she doesn't really want to marry him, but she's feeling the pressure. And even though she has this super rich, fancy life, she's got the malaise, right? This is a rich person malaise story. So she just leaves him and moves to Echo Park. At which point she is buying a couch from Tony, and they kind of have some sparks. But he's selling his couch because he has given up the LA dream and is moving back to London. So you already know there's sort of a ticking clock with this romance. And kind of what I really liked about their romance was it felt very natural, and the moments that they had together didn't feel like constructed story dates. They really felt like the kind of things you do when you first meet somebody. Where was I? So then the rest of the film sort of deals with her still trying to uncouple consciously from this guy and from this life that she had that wasn't fulfilling and that wasn't for her. And I think those moments didn't really work as much for me, mostly because it was hard to, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. It's hard to see why she stayed as long as she did, I guess, is where I was uncomfortable, because the guy just was so awful and her mom was so awful, and I don't know, they felt almost too awful for it to they almost felt like caricatures. But what I did like was that there were moments where the Sophie character is just sad and she doesn't have the words to articulate what she's feeling, why she's feeling it. She just knows she's feeling it. And that's something I definitely think is interesting to explore. I actually had that in a screenplay I wrote in grad school, and it was very difficult to explain to people, like, there isn't a reason. Like, there is a reason, but it's hard to put it into words. And so the character, people were like, but why? And it's like, because. So it's nice to see a writer, director, producer, etc. getting the ability to put that sort of sadness that I think, I don't know if it's a unique sadness to women or what, but it's definitely a sort of sadness that isn't explored a lot in cinema, because, like, if you're sad, you're supposed to, like, have lost a child or, you know, be dying or something, and it's this sort of unexplainable sadness is not really, that's not really depression. It's just sort of ennui, I guess. But in this case was an ennui sort of built in from unhealthy relationships and no joie de vivre, which is very important. I said that really terribly for someone who actually speaks French. So, like I said, this film's on Netflix. There were moments that I feel like the pacing could have been a little better, but I'm also thinking that the pacing was exactly what the filmmakers wanted to make. So it's definitely a beautiful love letter to that neighborhood and to how vibrant and sort of close knit it is. They didn't actually eat at the Bright Stop Diner. They ate at one of the other Bright Spot Diner. They ate at their coffee place, but it was nice to see it for like a second. I think it was also in the Neon Demon. I gotta look this up. I meant to look it up yesterday, but they meet in a diner at one point in that movie, and I was like 90% sure it was Bright Spot. So basically, this is a roundabout way of me advertising for a Bright Spot Diner. But again, this film's on Netflix, and you can check it out. It's Echo Park, directed by Amanda Marsalis and written by Catalina Aguiar Mastretta. And it came out this year.